What I love about this film is that it has this epic scope, and it's a movie that involves space and Mars and Earth, and you know, Gary Oldman's character is this genius, sort of Elon Musk, Richard Branson type, who really has huge dreams, and we have this big scope, and yet it's sort of really about these four characters and these four people who have all isolated themselves in very specific ways. You know, obviously Tulsa lives in a foster home and has lived in many foster homes. Gardner has never been exposed to more than 15 people in his life. Kendra has been living in space for 6 years, having seen no more than 15 people throughout that time. And you know, and Nathaniel has become, Gary's character has become a recluse. And somehow through the meeting of all of these people, they find their place, not only on Earth, but in the universe. They find their sort of meaning for living and where their strong suits are because of each other in this very unusual way. What I like about Peter, amongst other things in general, is that he was an actor. He's very understanding of actors. And I think at any point, at this point in my career, I've been doing it for, you know, 30 years. I'm really only interested in people who want the characters to be full, flushed out human beings and not sort of fit into a particular box. And he was, and I know that that is the case with him. Such an amazing group of actors. And from the very start, we were very much birds of a feather, and it felt like I'd known Gary forever, which is strange because we haven't. And, you know, and both Britt and Asa are so wonderful and very different than each other. I mean, I think that's the other cool thing, is that Peter really cast actors that all have really different energy from each other. And that makes for something really interesting to watch and very interesting to act with. I think on Mars, Kendra and Gardner are just two people thrown together who weren't expecting to be thrown together. She was you know, she specialized in terraforming. She had years and years of training. She beat out hundreds of candidates for this job. And she gets up there and realizes that she's kind of a glorified nanny on some level. But the truth is that as she sort of starts to take on the mantle of that role, she also starts to fall in love with this kid and really realize there's no one else there to take care of him and to guide him. And so that becomes sort of a very organic relationship. But they also, like, you know, they joke around with each other. I mean, they spend more time with each other than either of them has spent with anybody else in their lives. So that's kind of a significant and strange relationship, but I think that was never given a title. So I think until when they get to Earth and when she realizes that she might lose him and that it's up to she and you know, and Nathaniel to actually find him, I think that's when it really hits her that she actually would, you know, go to the ends of the earth to find this kid, and she would lay down in front of a car to find this kid. You know, she would do anything. Asa's just such a natural, I think. It's interesting because he's such a natural as an actor, such a lovely human being, and really easeful to act with. I think that it's, you know, I think he does have this sort of old soul, he's very, very, very present for a kid of his age. Like, you know, for an 18-year-old boy, it's really noticeable. So he's a cool cat, you know? He's just a really good actor who's really lovely to be around, and I think brings this kind of grounded, present, open-eyed nature to this character. I guess I believe that the most personal is the most universal. And in this movie, the elements of this movie are, you really do have a love story, and you have an action adventure, and you have the intimacy of these people with each other, and the huge scope of this kind of Peter's creating these landscapes. It's just, the movie feels very big and very intimate at the same time. And I guess for me, that's one of my favorite, you know, sort of combinations of genres. So, you know, I think with this one, it actually is probably for everybody. It's something that I think if the story is told well, and I believe we are telling it well, it'll be a movie that will really just take people on a journey. And that's my favorite thing for a movie to do to me is, you know, when the lights go down, you get to sit there and just sort of take a ride with these people. And this one's a really beautiful, moving, and funny adventure.